it. I love it.
Yes, yes. You guys look
Yes.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I told Miss Queen she looks gorgeous over there. Yes. Woo.
You.
We live, y'all. We are live. So
Yes.
I'm hoping that we get some people in here, okay, to go on ahead and get this conversation going, you know.
Awesome, awesome.
So how is y'all day going? How is everything going?
Awesome. Incredible.
What about you, Miss Queen?
Yeah, awesome day. Yeah. It's Friday.
That's it right there. It's Friday.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, so we're gonna go on ahead and get into this, right? So I have a couple of people that I actually am partnered with. So I'm going to pass it to each person so they can go on ahead and introduce themselves. But we're just having a pretty much trading conversation. So we want to put it all out there, right? So go ahead. We're gonna start ladies first.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name? Where you from? What do you do?
Okay. Thank you, Leona, for inviting me for this call. My name is Queen Danielle, and I'm from Nigeria. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. My background is in chemical engineering. But I've been a business person like almost all out since I got out of college. I've been a business person, and I'm also a skincare formulator, natural skincare formulator. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Beside other businesses, I do too.
I like all them hats. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out them hats. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on with it.
Oh, me? I'm up.
Yes, sir. I said business.
Fantastic.
Come
That's
on
what's
with it.
up. Well, look, ladies, thank you so much. I'm honored to be on here tonight. So I'm Sean James. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia, and my background has been I'm a prior chief operations officer of a security company that was here in the Atlanta area, and so yeah, a father of four, got three girls and a boy. I'm 40 plus years old. I am married. My wife is a physician. And so, yeah, we just got involved in this whole day trading thing just about 3 years ago. So it's been an awesome experience. So yeah, that's my background.
All right. So I have a couple questions for y'all so we can get this conversation going, right? So first question is, what initially attracted you to trading? Anybody, whichever one.
Ladies first.
Okay.
Come on, Miss
Um,
Queen.
okay. For me, I've never heard about forex trading, like maybe from a distance, but never knew anything about it. I think the pandemic got me interested because I was
Okay.
at a point where I was seeking for another stream of income. Yeah, and with the way our country is and our currency, you want to get money from you want to make income from foreign currency, so for me it was just a big step I took, and it was the best I've taken in recent time, so that got me interested. And also the fact that I know this is a large market, I can trade, and I can also get an education. I used to think is a man's thing,
Mm.
whenever ladies too can get in, and it's just the best decision I've made in recent times, like I said. Yeah.
All right. So I'm glad that you said that because I was on Instagram yesterday and I saw a photo. It was of one of our mentors, our chairwoman, right? Dr. Jewel Tankard. And it had the other ladies there. And then at the bottom it said, "This is what traders look like." And I was like, boom. I loved it because what you said is actually what I thought initially too. Like, I don't know women, that really trade. Like, you don't really see that, or at the time, I didn't really see that. So I thought that was a good point to make. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Mr.
Yeah.
Sean, let us
Yes.
know what initially attracted you to trading.
Well, look, I guess a little bit of my story was I was working corporate America. I'm that person that, I grew up, but I went into the military. I was in the military after high school because I really wasn't ready for college, even though everybody said college was the thing. And I just wasn't ready. And so I got in the military, traveled the world. I was in Desert Storm, did all that stuff. And then I came back, and then I had to realize, well, what was I going to do? And so I got stuck in corporate America, climbing that ladder, getting to the top. I'm just like, I want to beat my peers out. I want to be professional. I want to be a director, vice president, whatever the case may be. And then finally I did, after almost 20 plus years, I finally did get to what I thought was the top of the ladder as a chief operations officer. But the thing was, when I got to the top of the ladder, it really was nothing that I thought it would be. I had to dedicate more time to my, away from my family. I really wasn't making the income that I really truly wanted to make. But I was already putting in, 80, 90, 120 hours a week, just to stay competitive. And so that was there. And so I don't know if everybody is kind of like me, but I really wanted to wonder, like, man, what is it like to be rich? I mean, some people, they try to make you feel bad for wanting to be successful financially, but that definitely wasn't me. I grew up kind of not tough, but, middle income class, but I always wanted more. I always had what we need, just a little couple things above what I want, but I said for my kids, I wanted something different. I really wanted to experience a rich lifestyle. And so I started looking, and I said, well, what could get me that? And so I thought real estate was the thing, so I tried to get my real estate license. I failed 3 times. And so I guess that wasn't the thing for me. But I got into real estate investing. So I started flipping homes. And I just, I did good, but I almost lost my shirt in it. And the time spent was still, crazy. So somebody approached me just 3 years ago about trading foreign exchange, trading Forex. And I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was a male dominated, female, but I didn't know anybody dominated. I just knew people did it. But I didn't have, any way to get involved. And finally, I was able to connect with a group of people that I was able to learn how to trade. And from there, it just kind of skyrocketed from there. And I'll just say this, that because of that decision, even though I wasn't really in a financial position to really take advantage of it, I took a leap of faith and I got involved. And because of that decision, it allowed me to walk away from corporate America 3 years ago and to not have a job for the last 3 years. So that's kind of my experience right there.
So I was listening to you and you was talking about time. So, for those that don't really know, so I'm actually active duty Army. And I'm about to retire. And my thing was, when I was introduced 2 years ago, initially I wasn't really there, right? I had my success, but then I tell everybody, I blew 2 accounts because I didn't have that structure, right? I didn't have that mentorship. It wasn't somebody saying, hey, look, make sure you focus on this, 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 and this, right? It wasn't until I partnered with a new group of people. Miss Sean is one of them. Miss Queen is another one, right? But that helped me to, get to that point where it's like, all right, now this is what I need to do, right? And that time is a big thing. That's one thing you can't get back. And that's something that, for me, being in the military and retiring, I'm like, do I want to continue to work for someone else, number one, and 2, have somebody else dictating my time again? With multiple deployments and everything, and with the new baby, I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
So this time around, I was like, there's a big why for me. There's more reasons why I'm trading. So now it's more, for me, I'm more focused this time around because I know why I'm doing it. At first, it was just to make money, but it's more than money for me now. It's to be able to watch my child grow up, homeschool her until she says, Mom, I want to go to, school. But I want to be able to have that flexibility and freedom to do that and not, be hurting for money and relying on just my retirement check or people to, rent out my homes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just rely on that. So, yeah, that's mine. Okay, so now, well, that's kind of was talked about, but so how has trading impacted your life?
Okay.
Ladies first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I'm learning so much. Number one, I'm learning patience. Yeah, I'm learning patience. You can't rush into a trade. You need to
Mhm.
have a plan. You practice risk management, before you get into a trade. So I
Mhm.
know I need to really educate myself. I need to watch the videos. I need to follow the Go Life educators. So it's just a whole new experience for me. I'm having a paradigm shift. I think different now. I'm learning investment opportunities. For instance, we get on the trading call to trade Go with Leona. So I'm the fan now. I never knew all those things. So it's really been such an amazing time trading for me. Yeah.
Awesome. So what about you, Mr. Sean?
Well, yeah, you asked a great question. It's about impact. How does it impact my life? Well, the number one thing that I always dreamed about, but I didn't know whether I could get it, was my time. And
Mm.
so, seeing my parents work, they were always out of the house. I was a latchkey kid, which I'm sure maybe most of you might have been that's watching this, where, a latchkey kid was, you come home from school and your mom kind of, leave the key around your neck or take it in your bag or put it underneath, your doorstep. And then you come home and your mama says, look, you need to get in the house, lock the door behind you. Don't talk to nobody. Call me at the job. Let me know that you're home safe. Make the little sandwich and sit on the couch, watch TV, or do your homework until I get home. That's how I grew up. But here's the thing: I didn't want my kids to grow up that way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we thought is the regular way, and there probably wasn't a better way. And so the impact that trading has had is learning a skill to where I can stay home now. And ever since my son was born, he's 3 years old now. I've been home every single day with him
Yeah.
since he was born. You know what I'm saying? So that is what the impact is that I got time back. I have time freedom, and you can't put a price on that. At this point in my life, I don't, yeah. Oh, if you made $1 million, you would do this? But I mean, that's fine if you make a great income. But I'm speaking to the people that, make a good income, but they have no time. What is it to make, 100,000, 300,000, 400, $1 million, but you can't go on vacation? You can't take time off when you want to. You can't, a family member sick, you really can't take off to go ahead and do
Mm-hmm.
because they need you. Everybody says, oh, we need you because you're a high paid executive, you're a high paid manager. And so you do that for 40 years and your stress level high, your blood pressure high. I mean, you might suffer a relationship because of it. You're suffering the relationship with your kids because of it. And we justify it by saying, well, I'm providing a great lifestyle for you. You should be happy because, you have food, you have a house, you can get whatever you want, but I don't have your time, mom. I don't have your time, dad. You see? So the impact is way more than financial for me, is that I finally have the time to where I'm home with my kids. And, especially with coronavirus, I don't have to sit here and jump through hoops about, do I go back to work? Do I stay home? Do I do this? Do I do that? Should I go here? Should I do that? Who's going to watch my kids? We homeschool our kids because I have that freedom. You see what I'm saying? So I have that choice now, and there's no financial restraints to that. And so that's what the greatest impact has been by me looking at this skill set, is I don't have to go drive Uber or Lyft. I don't have to, run my car on the road. I don't have to spend, 12, 14 hours on the road, because, you don't really make any money unless you spending 12-hour shifts on the road.
Yep.
Or maybe you're delivering, but now I got to go to people's house where they could be coughing and all this other stuff, and or they may get mad because I didn't bring their food on time, complaining, all these other stuff. I don't have to deal with none of that. I got my time back, and I have freedom. And so that's the biggest impact that I saw just looking and now involving myself in the skill set.
That's a good point, because so I know that there's gonna be some people that still are gonna feel a certain type of way, have their own thoughts and everything about trading and stuff. But so here's my thing. When you're trading, one, like you said, you get a skill set that nobody can take away from you. You get your time back. I think regardless of what anyone says, that is the most valuable thing to them. yeah, I want to make money, but can I go and say I want to go to Greece next week?
Mhm.
I need to make a certain amount of money so that way I can pay for that Greece trip cash.
Yeah.
Guess what you can do? You go into the market and you pull it. If you're talking about a market that makes that circulates over $6 trillion a day, but we'll go out and blow,
Yeah.
100, 200, 500, $1,000 at a casino.
Yeah.
We drinking, smoking cigarettes. I'm being honest, right? So for me, with trading, if that's what it brings to mind to me, is that I'm able to go out here and I can do whatever I want. When I retire, I don't have to answer to anybody. There's no discrimination. I don't have to worry about, the market judging me because I'm black and that I'm a woman. The market don't care what color you are and what gender you are, and if you have a PhD, if you have tattoos on your face, if you're a felon.
Yeah.
I'm being
Yeah.
honest. There's
Yeah.
no discrimination. It's gonna do what it's gonna do because there are millions and millions of people doing the same thing you're doing.
Mhm.
So that's the biggest thing for me is like I feel free. Like when I retire, people think I'm joking, but I'm serious. I'm free. Like
Mhm.
I feel free now. That's the biggest thing for me. And like you said, I'll be able to homeschool, Laura when she gets old enough and everything. So it's just a lot of perks to me to be able to do it because nobody can take it away from me. And I get to do what I enjoy doing, which is teaching.
Yeah.
So I get to teach other people how to trade.
Yeah.
And I have fun. I listen to my music. Miss Queen, y'all know I
Yeah,
sit on here and I'm
very
playing my
good
music.
teacher.
Yeah.
Like you can't
Yeah.
do that at a corporate job.
No.
What are you doing? I mean, I guess that's what you do. I don't know. I've been in arms.
Yeah, can't do that at a corporate job. Can't do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so you're sitting here stuck up, like, do what they said. You know what I'm saying? There's no fun. But with trading, I have fun. I enjoy every single day when I get up and I'm like, I get to look in here and I get to learn something because I love to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was natural for me to do it because I didn't feel that I had any other talents besides learning and teaching. So if I can learn something and I get great at it, now I can teach people. So I get to do both things that I like to do, pretty much. So
Yeah.
now we're gonna get into something else. What advice would you give to a person that's considering trading? It doesn't have to be just one thing. Just what advice would you give to that person, Miss Queen?
Okay. Before I got into forex trading, the little information I had, I thought it was a scam.
Mm,
Yeah, I was one of those people that thought it was a scam. I never listened to anyone to speak to me about it.
mm,
But I'll say to people that want to get into this, don't be scared. You're paying for an education. You're paying to get an education. That's what you're paying for. So it's not a scam. It's not. I won't get myself into something that is a scam. I will not do that. So get an education. Don't just jump into those free broker accounts you find around social media. There are a lot of them, they are free. You get in, and after a while, trust me, you're going to blow your account. So
mm-hmm.
get a skill set, get financial education is very important. And when you get that, also get a mentor. Mentorship is very important if you want to succeed in day trading. And third thing I would say is practice risk management. With that, you are safe. You know you're not going to blow any accounts. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Good
all.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Sean, what you got for us? Drop them gems.
Oh
Drop them
man,
gems.
yeah, definitely after some years. So first, let's talk about the whole trading thing because I run into people all the time. Queen talked about it. Is it a scam or this? First, let's talk about who actually does forex trading. It comes down with the U.S. government trades. Mostly all governments in the world trade in the foreign exchange market. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay, so if this is a scam, then the whole government's scamming, because that's where it starts. So the government does. Most Fortune 1000 companies, okay, the top 1000, actually more than that, but we'll just talk about the first 1000 companies in your country. They have a foreign exchange department, so they trade from in times of when they're going up and down. Guess what? They have a department that trades so they can keep their bottom line level. Okay, so now we got major companies that you know, Nike and Walmart, they all have this stuff. So they have it to use as a business to back up what they're doing. So that's it. So now let's talk about your bank, the bank that you put your money in. Okay, you wonder why, you know, you got to deposit your check by 2 in the afternoon and you can't access your money till 12 o'clock the next day, or you know, 8 o'clock the next day. You ever wonder why that happened? Because guess what? They take all the money out of the bank, and from 2 p.m. until the morning, they're trading your money through.
You better tell them they taking your money and trading it.
Okay, they take your money and they trade it. It ain't your money if you put it in their spot. Okay, I take my money, I put it in Leona's pocket. That ain't my money like that. You know, talking about, oh, what you gonna do with my money? No, she trade that money and she'll give it back when I need it, but she's flipping it while she got it. Okay. That's just kind of how it works. So now all these major institutions that we plug into already for it. Now let's talk about the people that said, well, Sean, look, you know, I've been trading. I started about 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I blew $12,000, $10,000, $100,000. I blew $300,000, and I'm not touching that with a 25,000 foot pole. And so here's what I found, you know, with people that have done that, is that you didn't get any formal education with that. You found maybe one guy on YouTube, maybe you found some guy with a little school. You paid, he told you one little strategy, and you know, you worked it and you did okay. But what happens is, as the market changes, as the business world changes, the market conditions change. And when that changes, you have to have a different strategy for what's going on. How businesses are running now is totally different from before COVID-19. So you're still running your business the same way before COVID-19. Guess what? Your business is shut down. Now you have to find a different strategy while you're doing COVID-19. Well, it's the same thing with us in trading. We get to learn from the top and the best traders in the world that's been handpicked, vetted, and they're in our school, in our university, and we get to learn over 30 different strategies. So when the market turns, we're still profitable. We're still reading market conditions. We don't have people losing $100,000. We don't have people losing $50,000, $60,000 like that not on a consistent basis. Now, if they lose it, it's because they just neglected to follow the rules. That's really it. But for most of you, if you're checking out, if you traded before and lost money, what were the rules? A lot of you didn't even know what the rules were. Y'all just jumped in. Exactly, because you didn't learn it that way. I use an example like driving. When you go to driving school, okay, if you get your mom, your dad, your sister, brother to teach you how to drive, they teach you to get in, start the car, okay, back up, move, all this other stuff, maybe check a mirror or something. But when you go to a driving school, you stay in class for a week or two to learn safety before you even jump in the car. You see what I'm saying? And so you're learning all the safety measures and the rules of the road first before you get behind something where you could lose your life. You now get in with the instructor. Okay, the instructor shows you to do all your safety, check everything before you even move the car. And then you start to learn the safe way so that you can be a safe driver. A lot of y'all are jumping in these driver's seats, but you didn't take any safety classes. Okay, then you wonder why you keep getting in accidents. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're part of an online academy that I consider the Harvard, the Yale, the Princeton, the best of the best. Okay. Now you can pay to go to like a secondary school. You can pay to go to a community college. You can pay to get a certificate. You can do that. But I chose that if I'm gonna put my family's wealth on the line, I want to go to the best of the best because I care about my future. I care about my legacy to invest the best of the best. So we invested and I learned all the safeties. And then, of course, I traded. And because I learned the right way and I learned the strategies through our educators, now I'm able to go ahead and know different strategies. And instead of losing money, I'm always gaining money. Now, do I win every trade? Absolutely not. But if I can get a 60 to 70% winning ratio, you're profitable. Okay, let's take a regular business. If you have a business and we got shoplifting, we got damage, we got all kind of stuff, you got to account 30 or 40% of your overhead to lossage. That's just a regular business. And so now if you get to learn how to stay profitable, you still can grow a business with a 30, 40% loss rate. You still can. Walmart is still the most profitable retail business in the world, and they have a 30, 40% lossage rate that they add into their bottom line. People walk out the door with stuff, they damage stuff, storms, fires, all that other stuff, but they're still the most profitable company, even though they have a loss. And so you're going to learn how to properly do it. So my advice, what's my advice? My advice is connect with someone like Leona, okay, with Queen. Connect with them. Plug into a system that's going to show you what the strategies are, that's going to prepare you with the risk management so that you can start making wise decisions as far as how you're going to invest your money. And then let's get your time back. Let's go ahead and learn from a system that is proven. Okay, so our company isn't fly by night. We've been around 7 years now. There's over 200 and almost 280,000 students worldwide. So again, this isn't no little, secondary school, no little certificate school, community college. You're at the best of the best, and people from all around the world plug into the best to learn so that they can be a very good and profitable trader. So my advice is to definitely plug in and get some information, and it's free. There's no charge to get information. The problem is we're too scared and we don't believe in ourselves enough to think that we really can be rich. We're sitting here telling ourselves we can't be rich because maybe it's bad, maybe it's evil, because the rich people think a certain way. Well, look, try it out. I tell people, try out being rich. You can be unhappy and poor, or you can be unhappy and rich. I'll try unhappy and rich, and hopefully I can figure out the happiness part on the rest. But still, my advice is, look, there's some of you looking at this and you're finally hearing, maybe you're kind of like, okay, I've been hearing about all over the place, but the problem is, not the problem, but the issue is you got to act on this. You got to make a decision to act on it, because you really don't know what the rest of 2020 is going to bring you. You really don't know. But all of us that's here on this call, we probably made more money now over the COVID period than we've done the whole time prior to COVID. Okay? Because we know what we're doing here in this space. We've got the strategy to work through this kind of pandemic. You see what I'm saying? Your job's still trying to figure it out. Your businesses are still trying to figure it out. But we're here in a space where we can show you right from home where you're already spending time. Because if you're watching us, you at home. You're at home, probably still stuck working from home or whatever the case may be, and you're looking for something. And the reason we're on here is not just because we like smiling and we got nothing else better to do. It's because we really want to reach out to you and get this message that there is something for you, that it is possible for you to still get your dreams. It is possible for you to still get into real estate investing. It's still possible to pay off your bills. It's still possible to become wealthy if you want to. I've been searching for over 20 years to find something to help make me wealthy. I finally found it here, and now this will fund all the other investments that I wish to accomplish. So that's my little piece right there. I mean to go.
That's not a little piece. I saw it. I saw it and I felt it.
But you still have time. How much time do you have? I just want Sean to say something quickly about people that give. There's this issue I know is being on in Nigeria. People think you can give money to someone to trade for you, and they get their fingers burnt and they say Forex is bad. So I just want you to say something briefly about that.
I had someone actually reach out to me, and I can't remember where he said he was from, but he was a pastor. And of course, I can't remember what country he was from in Africa, but that's what he told me. Okay. That's exactly what he told me. So I said my spiel, and I was like, I'm still here. So if you ever decide to change your mind, I understand. Here's what one of the things that I got. I've been on so many different type of mentorship calls and leadership calls and conferences, virtual conferences. and everything. But Miss Wonder Webb said something, and this was what, a month ago, and she said she was talking about the poverty mindset. When she got to digging into that, like I was always the one thinking it was a scam. You can't get this type of money. I can't be a millionaire. Who said you could do that or whatever? It's coming from your environment.
Mm-hmm.
If your environment is constantly showing you this, telling you this, then naturally it's going to happen to you in that way, as an adult, and you don't realize it. The mind is a very powerful thing, and people know that, and that's why things are done, to control it. It's on you as an adult to say, you know what, I don't want that for me anymore. I don't want that for my kids and the other generations. I will be the first one to make the difference and be that millionaire. I already said it. It's happening. My thing is, do you want to come with me, or do you want to sit here and stay on the sidelines? One of the things I love to say, I know I say it jokingly, but I'll be like, put me in, coach. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to be in the game. I'm not talking about cheering the team on from the bench. No, that's what I grew up around. And my people didn't really know anything different because I didn't know any business owners when I was growing up. I grew up in the projects. I didn't know any business owners. I didn't know any homeowners. So when I became a homeowner before the age of 30, I'm like, oh, hey, I done it. That's just one thing. There's so much more out there. And I want to just touch on something about when we're talking about the advice to get a person considering trading. So there's this book that is circulated around the world. This is the most circulated book, and it is your Bible. And in your Bible, it tells you to invest in 7 ventures. Yes, and 8, because you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. That's kind of something to think about, Like, look at Miss Queasy. But I'm just saying, like, if we sit here and say this is for the individuals who are strictly Bible, you need to follow the Bible. Okay, so how do you skim over that? How do you sit here and chastise people for wanting more and say that's the devil and money is evil and money is the root of all evil? So again, you control the mind. Now you got the person. So I'm asking people, when you are considering trading, you have to work on changing your mindset. That is one of the biggest things that I experienced in helping and definitely in teaching. Trying to reinforce what the educators are telling us. Now, all I'm doing is reinforcing what these multimillionaires who have been trading for years, decades, are saying. And I still have people who are sitting here and it's like got the vice grip on their money. Why? You only invest what you can afford to lose in anything. Real estate, stocks, obviously Forex, all that. You only invest what you can afford to lose. Let go of that vice grip of that money. When you do that, you will be a better trader because your mind is not focused on I have to do. It's enjoying what you're doing and seeing the fruit of your labor. I was talking to a gentleman today on one of my mentees, right? And he was telling me how his son is 13 years old and he's trading. So he's using the platform that his dad signed up for, learned this stuff, and is trading at 13 years old. And this is what they do in Dubai. Why is it in the United States it's so taboo? But in Dubai, they're teaching them to be a business owner. They're already prepared before they leave high school.
That's it.
Wow. I mean, Yeah.
Let me step in. So Queen, I think you asked a question earlier. So you asked about, can you remember that, recap that question?
Okay. Was it the question I asked on
About trading for other
giving?
people for 1 year?
Yeah, giving other people money to trade for them,
Mhm.
and maybe the person blew the account, and they think, oh, it's a scam. It doesn't work.
Mhm.
So what do you have to say? Because I know on my own, I tried to explain to them that you need to trade for yourself. Get the education and trade for yourself. Don't give money to somebody, because how well do you trust that person?
Exactly.
How good is that person? Probably that person is just doing a try and error with your money, and you give the person. So I just wanted you to say something about it, because it's a big challenge in
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Well, I want to say something. I can't really speak, across the board, but I understand that, culturally, what I've seen, on how people respect and understand money. So, depending on how you grow up with your respect on money, we think, or I'll take my grandparents. My grandparents grew up in the era where you take your money, you go to the bank, you sit with a gentleman of maybe an opposite color, and you talk about what you may want to do with your money, and then they go somewhere in the back office with your money, and then they just tell you they're going to take care of it. And then they send you a piece of paper that tells you it grew by 3%, it grew by 5%, it grew by 7%. And we think that we're doing great, okay? Because we heard it from somebody. We'll go to the bank, talk to this guy, give them your money, and they'll make you grow. And so what happens is, though, because we're in a technology world now, okay, where that information is now exposed, that information is now shared up front, we now can be a lot more knowledgeable about what the process is like. What do they do behind the door? Where do they take our money? What they do? Well, they didn't do anything complicated. They just gave it to another person. Well, here's the thing. You're now in a position to go ahead and get empowered and do it yourself. Now, real estate investing, everybody loves real estate investing now, but understand that almost 40, 50 years ago, you had to get a license and become a real estate agent to be able to get into real estate investing. The person that never went to school wasn't a real estate investor. It was hidden information. Okay. But then through the years, people started, reading books about it, and then people started sharing it, and then people started doing it on their own. Now, look, everybody's starting to do real estate on their own. Okay. They're starting to flip homes on their own. Before, you used to have to be a contractor to do that. Now you don't have to have anything to do that. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have the knowledge. So we have to make a shift mentally that we got to stop giving our money to people behind closed doors. We got to stop giving it and then leaving it in this black hole of hoping what they're going to do. You're now in an age to where you can find out anything you want from your cell phone. There's no reason, honestly, if there is internet service in your country where you're from, there is no need for anybody to be ignorant on how to grow your money. There just should not be, not in this day and time. Okay. So what we're trying to do is unveil that and make you responsible and empowered, make you empowered to go ahead and start investing your own money. So just like you want to go now and say, oh, I want to go ahead and flip a home. Well, you got to go out and learn that, because deep down, you don't really want to give somebody $50,000 and hope that they'll flip the house right, sell it, and you'll get money back. You want to do it yourself because you believe you can do it because of the information. Well, now we have a platform that you should now be able to trust yourself and your ability to now you can now trade your own money. We want you to learn to trade your own, because guess what? Maybe 3% isn't good enough. How do you know when you gave your money to that guy at the bank and he went in the back and he told you 3%? How do you know he really didn't make 8% and kept the 5%?
Hello.
How you know that? You said, well, great, I gave my guy the money, he gave me 20%. How you know he ain't made 80% and gave you the 20, but told you it was a good deal? So you don't know that. Why? You wouldn't, we give our kids to our teachers and we hope that they, learn stuff. And then when they come home and they don't know stuff, who can you get mad at? You know what I'm saying? You trusted your child with somebody to learn stuff. What are you teaching them? When are you going to take responsibility to pour into that? So I take that. You got to get ownership. The rich people, okay, let's talk about wealth principles. Wealthy people learn how to do it themselves. Okay? They learn how to do it themselves. Donald Trump does not just entrust somebody, and I just use Trump. I'm not talking about the president, Donald Trump. I'm talking about pre-president. I'm talking about billionaire real estate investor Trump. Okay? He knows how to walk and look at a property and know how to make it a $1 million property. Okay? He didn't just trust the contractor and hope that what he told him was right. Okay? The way he was able to build his dynasty is because he learned how to do it himself. Okay? Dr. Jewel Tankard, who is my mentor and multi-millionaire, okay, our mentor and millionaire, she learned how to go ahead and do reality TV show by herself. She became an economist on her own. She learned how money works on her own. Okay. And then she implemented that trial and error, and then she mastered that. There's no way this lady can be broke again. See, that's what you're giving up when you give it to somebody else in the back room. If that person runs away with your money, you're left with nothing. You don't know how to get rich at that point. But if you learn this skill, okay, and you learn to be rich, you can lose everything tomorrow, but you can turn right around and make it back. And you can do it over and over and over and over again. That's really the power that we want you to get. Is, it's not about whether you trust or not. It's a scam. See, you're scamming yourself. See, you scamming yourself because you believe in people you don't even know. You scamming yourself. Why not learn it yourself? Why not? A lot of you go to restaurants and you eat something. This is okay, but I could do it better. Well, right? Why can't you go home and make it yourself and do better? Why give you money? Because you got to pay fees. Remember, whoever you give your money to, you're gonna have to pay them. You gonna pay them. You want to make $1 million and give it to somebody else, you're going to have to give up $1 million to make $1 million. Okay? Why not learn yourself and to keep the $2 million? See, that's what rich people do. See, what unknowledgeable people, we're not stupid because we didn't know. I didn't know years ago how this works until I stumbled across it. But unknowledgeable people will keep doing it this way and then they give up. But if you deep in your heart, you feel that you want to be wealthy, you want to be successful, you want to have money and stop struggling, you want to not have to borrow stuff from the bank, you want to stop putting your credit out on the line and having some woman, man, or whoever sit across the table and tell you you can't get what you want because this little number tells me that I'm supposed to tell you that. See, when you trade and you do it yourself, there's nobody on the other side of the table to tell you can't have it.
Exactly.
And nobody to tell you that. I don't have to even mess with my credit. There's nothing wrong with the credit repair companies and stuff, but credit is for people who can't buy. You can't buy cash, so you got to rely on your credit. Somewhere along the line, you have to have the cash, otherwise you put your credit in jeopardy. But if we can teach you how to make the cash, all right, and leave your credit alone for big projects, well, now you're in a whole different ball game. You see, now
you want to have a bank.
What's up? You are the bank. We're teaching you to be the bank. That's why this thing is so powerful. Man, that's why I'm so fired up, man. That's why I'm so jacked up. We're literally going to show you how to take anywhere from $100 to $500 and grow it to whatever you want. Whatever you want. You need $1 million. You need $1 million. See, for some of your dreams out there, deep down, you need $1 million, but you have no way to get it. You have no way to get it. You try to spend all this money to get your credit right, hoping that they'll give you $1 million. We still got to pay the $1 million back. Still got to pay it back with interest. They're gonna own you. They're gonna own you. Aren't you tired of being owned? Make the money. Make the money from your cell phone. You're doing everything else foolish from the cell phone. Y'all looking up little Amazon and y'all looking up makeup and y'all doing that. Oh, I'm gonna get an eBay business and I'm gonna do it from. It's great. Still gotta have money. Still gotta buy the product. I mean, you gotta put money somewhere. You gotta get a loan. You gotta go beg your mama. You gotta go borrow it. Put it on your credit card. There you go. Put it on your credit card. Right? And pay that interest. To pay. So why not learn how to generate that, how to grow it from your cell phone and start with a small amount, and we show you how to make ungodly amounts. And then you take that, right? Then you put it on real estate and you let that work. You put it on Bitcoin, you let that work. You put it on oil, you let that work. Whatever. You put it on your eBay business, you let that work. You see, that's how wealthy people do it. They put themselves and then they put it over here to let these things work. But I hear people that they got 5 businesses. But guess what? Ain't none of the businesses cracked 10,000 yet. $10,000 in a week, in a month, maybe not even a year. But you got 10 businesses. You got 5 businesses. I'm sorry, and I'm doing it. I'm grinding. That's what I'm grinding. I'm grinding, y'all. I'm doing it. I got 5 businesses, and I'm not knocking that because entrepreneurship here around the world is excellent. But I don't want you to spin your wheels. I want you to learn to do it. I want you to empower yourself. That's what you tell your kids, right? So we tell your kids. See, we're contradicting our own success in our generation. We're putting the roadblock in our generational success because you tell your kids you ain't got to go over there to do it. You need to learn to do it. Mommy, I want to build a website. Can you give me the money to go pay to build a website? Johnny, why don't you sit down in front of the computer and you can do it? And Johnny does it. Johnny does it. No, but you can't make a real living doing that. You need to go get a degree on something else. Be a lawyer. But Johnny was great at building a website. Didn't know that he can make $10 million a year building websites for large companies. But we talk him out of that. We want him to get a job because it feels safe. No. Coronavirus is now showing us no job is safe.
Exactly.
Making money and safe don't even go together. I'm gonna tell you now, they don't go together. They don't. I mean, everything is a risk. Everything is a risk. Everything is a risk. Your job, making money is a risk. But so that's why I say learn it yourself. Learn what the risks are. Play within the bounds of the risk. And guess what? You can go as far as you want if you know how to play the game right. But too many of y'all want somebody else to play for you. I want somebody else to play for you. I don't want to go in, coach. Can I get Queen? Can I get Queen to go in for me? And then I'll give her half of my money and stuff. Oh, okay. Queen says, yeah, half. Okay, sure. I'm taking the hits, but I'm going to give her half. Sure. Yeah.
This reminds me of that saying where it's you give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but you teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I wish that we could sit here, we could regurgitate that, but we can't apply that. We're quick to say that's a great quote, but we can't apply that, or we're not willing to apply that to everyday life. The opportunities are out there. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this. Is not, it's great that we have, Dr. Jewel getting on Facebook Lives and everything. You know what I'm saying? But everyone doesn't know Dr. Jewel.
Right.
They don't know her her resume.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they know us. We among the common folks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, and I think it was Dr. Jewel that said it when she was talking about cryptocurrency, how Bitcoin was, what was it, 1 cent, in 2009, and now we looking at, what, thousands of dollars. So if you get in early, guess what? You're gonna get that profit many times over. If you get in early, when you sit on the sidelines and you wait, that is when you lose. That's it. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure that, we are still doing our part, when we're sharing information, and people will do with it what they will. You can't control it, but as long as the information is getting out there, especially, and I'm speaking for myself, I cannot speak for anyone else, but I am big on reputation.
Yeah.
My word is my bond. That's all I got. My reputation is all I got. I have a legacy that I'm trying to leave behind. I can't do that if I just sit here and wait for somebody to feed me. I can't. If you're hungry and you're starving, are you just gonna be like, I sure hope somebody brings some food, and you haven't picked up the phone and called? You haven't got on your phone and looked for DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gonna sit there and starve? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nope.
So I hope that over this time, I did not know that we had been on here for this long, but
Hey.
I really do hope that, you know, people have gotten a better understanding of what we're talking about.
Mm.
I will say this, and I say this all the time: whether you do it or not, I am still gonna make my money.
Yeah.
Okay, all I'm doing is what has been somewhat told to me by certain mentors, and it's to reach back. Once you get to a point to where you can stand on your own, now you need to reach back. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So if you do not want to, you know, join me, that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am still going to make my money.
Hey.
I know how to trade. Right? Queen
Yeah.
is still gonna make her money. She knows how to trade. Sean is still gonna make his money. He knows how to trade. So it's we don't. I'm just saying this. I'm being honest, and this is for the people who really know me. I do not have to beg you to do anything. I don't have to beg you to feed you. Right? You figure that out. I don't have to beg you to put on a seatbelt when you get in the car. You figure that out.
Mm. Mm.
You do it because why? You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your kids. So why in the world are we not applying that same principle to build a generation of wealth and be in the bank?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So that's all I have.
You did that.
I'm so glad y'all were able to come on, you know, and chat it up with me and have this trading conversation. I would love if we did it again. You know, it's Queen. Yeah. So just real quick before we close this out, if y'all can just let people know how they can reach out, if there's something that you have going on that's outside of trading that they may, you know, be interested in, you know, and they want to reach out to you in that aspect or whatever. So, you know, of course, ladies first.
Okay, yeah. I just opened my skincare Facebook page. You can go follow me, Kefina Naturel, and you can also follow me on Instagram, Quincy Daniel. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you have,
yeah,
you're there. And if you need to get in touch with me, I shared this on my Facebook page. I don't know, you know, so you can send me an inbox message, or reach me on Instagram. Anyone.
Awesome. Cool. What about you, Mr. Sean?
Hey, look, I told you I'm gonna flip it on you. Look, if you're watching this right here, okay, you need to contact this lady right here. You need to send Leona Clark a message and stuff, because actually, guys, we're all one family here. So that's the part here. And so why we're sharing this is because we just want to let you know that there's something out here where you can actually get your time back. Because so many people out here are really looking to do that. It's not just money. That's part of it, absolutely. But have money and time together, which equals lifestyle. We want you to have a lifestyle, okay? And so Leona is doing excellent things. She's my business partner. You know, she's here to plug you into the education that will teach you how to go ahead and learn Forex trading, binary options, cryptocurrency, stock trading. It doesn't matter, guys. We do it all here, okay? So message her and let her know. And really, look, if you're serious, put in there, I'm serious, send me some info. I'm serious, I'm ready to get started. I'm serious, I'm ready to do this thing. See, that's the thing. We want you serious because we're not here to force you to become wealthy. We ain't trying to fight you to make your family free. We want the people that are looking. And so we appreciate you being on here. Please like this, please share. If you got something from this, if I said something, if Queen says something from Nigeria, if Leona Clark said something, put it down in the comments. You know, if something you just want to get a question about. We want to hear your feedback. We want to know if we resonated with you, if you got something from this, because we want to do this. And then the next time we do a live, we want to address whatever, whatever you guys are thinking. But really the best thing is two things: is make a decision and get started. Again, my mentor told me that's what separates you from remaining where you are in your current situation and then changing the rest of 2020 is you make a decision, have faith in that decision, get peace in your heart about it, pray about it. But guess what? Because you're on this live, it isn't by chance. Because I know some people just got off work, you happen to go through your live, you discovered us. You just happen to get shared. Somebody shared it on your feed. You ain't never seen none of us before, but it resonated with you. And so this is the sign that you're looking for. Now you got to make the decision, and we're going to help you get started. So that's all I got right there. I'm on Instagram, Sean H. James. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook under Mr. Sean James page. We have that. Team Wealth Builders. That's our family, our team. So we're able to share right there. But really, DM or instant message Leona Clark, and let's get you started today. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Well, I won't say anything else. So that's pretty much it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll do this again.
Hey.
All right. Yeah. So y'all have a great weekend, and I'll be talking to y'all tonight.
Thanks.
All right. Bye, y'all.
All right.
Bye.